Dear colleagues, friends, please take your seats. We're about to commence the closing session of the Land and Drought Resilience Pavilion here at COP28. I know I stand between you and the rest of your exciting program here at COP28 in Dubai. This is going to be a very brief session to really take stock of what we've seen over the past 10 days here on this journey, to look ahead to the year 2024, when we will be holding our COP16, hosted by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Riyadh in December, a year from now, but also to acknowledge the great work and the partnership that has brought us all here together. And of course, this Land and Drought Resilience Pavilion was the first ever to be held at a climate COP. It was an effort across many teams in the UN Convention to Combat Desertification, its two flagship initiatives, the G20 Global Land Initiative, the International Drought Resilience Alliance, and of course our much valued partners at AgFund and Badia. So for this afternoon, this is just an opportunity to follow us, to share some brief reflections on what have been some of the highlights of the past 10 days here at the pavilion, where we're seeking to raise land and drought issues high on the climate agenda, but also some of the takeaways from COP28. And with us, representatives of the UNCCD Secretariat, so Andrea Messe, the Deputy Executive Secretary. We've got with us as well Dr. Murali Tumakurudi, who is the Director of the G20 Global Land Initiative. We've got with us Khaled Al-Mughira, who is the Senior Specialist Environmental Operations with Badia. And we've got Paola Padrino, who is both working with the G20 Global Land Initiative, but she's also bringing that voice of youth, which we carry throughout the events here at the pavilion, but also more broadly in the convention's engagements. And Dr. Amal is here with us as a representative of the host country of COP16, and she will be sharing perhaps some of her also impressions and some of the takeaways on the road to Riyadh, which we very much look forward to. So without further ado, Andrea, please take it away.
Thank you. Thank you, Senia. And I'm very excited to see how land issues and drought issues are really becoming a central piece of the conversation around achieving the climate and the nature goals. And of course, it has to be, when we think it from a technical perspective, it sounds, well, it's clear. But we have been engaged in a lot of these processes, and we know that this was not the case in previous COPs. As Senia was saying, for the first time, we have a pavilion. This is not a minor thing. This is a very important step. We had 2 presidential events. We had several ministerial events discussing and talking on how to restore, manage, protect land, how to be more effective on drought resilience issues. And this is what we need, to continue engaging with the different stakeholders. We know that we need more political commitment at that level. It's when the head of states, the ministers, are convinced and clear of the things that we need to achieve, of the convention goals. It's when things start happening. But this is not only about governments. We're also talking about engaging the whole society, whole of a government and whole of society approach. And these are 2 things that we required. And we're also very very satisfied seeing as well the engagement of the youth, the engagement of women leaders, the engagement of financial institutions, discussing and talking about concrete solutions on the private sector, bringing solutions to the table. And we know we're running out of time. We know we need to accelerate action, but it's about working together and having common goals that we will be able to achieve it. But still, there's a lot of work that we need to do. and we will have a great opportunity in December 2024, where we're going to be hosting our landmark COP with an incoming presidency who is very committed and who is raising the level of ambition. And this is a great opportunity. So I think that we have 1 year where we're planning to continue having more events. Seni, as you mentioned, for us, this was a very strategic action. This is one of the milestones on our road to COP16. And we will continue convening events in the World Economic Forum. We will continue convening events in different regions. We will continue having conversations and discussions as well, of course, on the negotiated outcomes that we want to see. Very ambitious on drought and very ambitious as well on land. So I think that it was an incredible success. Of course, this required a lot of hard work, teamwork from the team. We know that this is it's very critical, and of course working with partners. So we really appreciate ACFAN and Badea. This partner has been tremendous, and we think that it's what we are seeing in terms of elevating the agenda. So thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Andrea. So whole of society approach, great teamwork, and a lot of busy months ahead on the road to Riyadh. Murali, over to you. Some of the highlights and takeaways, please.
Yes. Good evening. As Senior mentioned, we are standing between the audience and the other excitement for the day. But I must start by saying that by reflecting on Sharm el-Sheikh last time, we did not have a pavilion, and we were really and desperately till the very last minute. In fact, after the COP started, begging and pleading with other actors to give us space to do a side event. The G20 side event was not even confirmed till 24 hours before, and so we are clear that we needed a pavilion and this time, and we are very glad that UNCCD flagship project collectively managed to get this, and working with the partners, we have a beautiful pavilion. When I came in, I actually saw the pavilion, and I saw right on the edge of the entire area. So I said, okay, nature is coming to the fringes, but it's there. But I said, okay, we will be like the proverbial camel. So we have the foot in the ground, in the tent, or the head in the tent, and little by little we'll replace others and move in. But then I started looking at the program which the ES is attending, Andrea is attending, and I was invited myself, right in the heart of the climate debate. Nature, land, drought is rightfully in the heart of the debate, which I was extremely pleased with. From the G20 point of view, we had more than 12 separate events which we organized. We had probably 40 speakers, 20 partners. I myself then did multiple sessions in other places, my colleagues as well, both in blue zone and green zone. And this is a start. Of course, we will continue this. Next year, if we move from one event to 12 events this time, if you want to keep up the growth in 2024, it's going to be a challenge. But we will absolutely work on it. That will be our target. I want to thank a number of people who worked on this, and I thanked at the opening Daniela, who very competently designed this space, and I think she absolutely deserves all the thanks for what she has done. I think this was appreciated quite significantly. I want to thank the volunteers from the various universities who came and supported us through, the team, and also all the partners. I want to make a special mention of our Sustainable Planet partners. When I saw them from day one till today, relentlessly pushing their product with passion, and I saw how much few individuals with passion can achieve, and I think if few people can do this much, collectively we can do a lot more. So looking forward to 2024. Thank you all, and I would leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you, Marily, for reminding us the importance of taking the seat at the table when it comes to big events and making sure that we have a space and some ground to pitch a tent on. So, Dr. Khalid, I think we have got to know Badea and Agfand here, thanks to this pavilion, very well. But, you know, from your point of view and from your perspective, what have been some of the highlights for the program that you've organized here and some of the takeaways on the road to Riyadh?
Okay, thank you very much, Zinia. First of all, on behalf of Badia, I'd just like to thank UNCCD for putting all this together and making our presence here possible. And of course, the G20 and ACT Fund for their partnership on this important project. Before I reflect, I'd also just like to extend some thanks. I mean, there are too many names to mention, but I'll just mention a few. Like, of course, Zinia, Catherine, Joanne, Nash, and the live streaming team. You know, I know that the past couple of weeks they've been, yeah, they've been very, very fruitful, and we've had a lot of different sessions where we touched upon many different topics. You know, the potential of renewable energy in Africa. We talked about nature-based solutions. And you know, the COP, it's really about coming together. You know, you emphasized on partnership. So, you know, just like the word team says, together everyone achieves more. And that's exactly what partnership exemplifies. You know, that's why like we come to the COP, you know, to find solutions. It's a more solution-oriented event. We've also had the privilege to not only be part of events here at the pavilion, but also at other pavilions. And there have been a lot of pledges that have been made. So the Arab Coordination Group, which Badi is a member of, they've pledged $10 billion to energy transition by 2030. And Badia has also pledged to support the Alliance for Green Infrastructure in Africa, which is under the umbrella of the African Development Bank and the African Union. And yeah, so just would like to say that one conclusion is that there's definitely the need to, you know, build the capacity to develop bankable projects when it comes to nature-based solutions, especially after learning of the potential that it has in achieving the Paris Agreement objectives. And definitely as we move along, that there will definitely be room to, you know, to further improve on achieving the goals of the Paris Agreement and all other conventions, including, of course, the UNCCD. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much for highlighting the importance of partnerships and solutions. And once again, of course, our absolute profound thanks for the partnership that we had with Badea and with Agfand here in Dubai. Now, we're trying to walk the talk when it comes to youth engagement, meaningful youth engagement in the convention's activities. So to give us a temperature check to see how we've done this time and how we need to do on the road to Riyadh is Paolo Padrino. Please, Paolo.
Thank you very much, Senia. Yes, probably Mureli can say I'm always very critic, and I think there's always room for improvement, but there has been definitely so many successes. And some of the points I wanted to make that were mentioned already by my colleagues, but I would like to first of all start by thanking again the whole team. Like, it has been really amazing 2 weeks, but not only these last 2 weeks, but the work and the preparation began many months ago. So I think the whole team deserves a big round of applause for the efforts being done so far. And indeed, has been very busy 2 weeks. I think everyone will enjoy the break and the holidays coming soon for Christmas. And from the youth perspective, we had many events focusing on the theme of youth. We had the hackathon organized by our UNCCD colleagues. We had the youth ecopreneur events. We had also the intergenerational dialogue being hosted here as well. So I think there was definitely a big improvement from past years. As Muriel was mentioning, there was only one event. Now we have a whole pavilion, and we are having devoted events on youth. But not only that, but I could already see as well that youth was being integrated and included in other events. This morning, there was one of the land heroes being moderating a senior panel. So this is a type of engagement that we should be looking forward. Coming up next year, we have COP16. So I think this is the trend to go. So we should definitely have events that discuss youth topics and youth matters and how youth is being involved in land and drought, but also integrating the youth into more senior panel and senior members. And the last point as well, on the planning and organization on the road to Riyadh, we should definitely move those conversations forward and integrate the youth into those planning teams. So that's in a little bit in a nutshell what I wanted to remark. And I also wanted to thank our volunteers. So these are part of the youth as well who has made the event possible and who has been there to support all of the team and to help us throughout the past 2 weeks. So I think the volunteers also deserve a big thank you.
Thank you very much, Paola, for encouraging us and also occasionally keeping our feet to the fire, which is what we need to do to continue to do on the road to Riyadh. And last but absolutely not least, Dr. Amal, all eyes are now on Riyadh, December 2024, UNCCD COP 2016. What are some of the things that you will be taking from here to Riyadh?
Well, thank you so much, Sia, for this. Thank you so much, UNCCD Secretariat, for everything that you do. I mean, this is great. Like, speaking of youth, women, all like the passion that you see in people, like from different countries, gathers for one purpose, for one reason, to save this land. And this is great. So we're really so passionate. Like we have a meeting literally every day for COP16, and we're really thinking about it, and we really want it to be purposeful. Like we want to be together for that reason, to highlight on youth and women and to more involvement and importantly collaboration. We also need especially regional and international collaboration. We all need to work together for that purpose. And again, thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Amal. And also we are extremely honored and grateful by the invitation extended by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to host our next COP16 and to have such an engaged presidency for the COP. And obviously we also look forward to having more of the examples of leaderships that we've seen here at COP28 and to bring them also to the fore in Riyadh. So with that, I believe I would like to sum up by thanking once again each and every one of you, the audience here in Dubai, and those who have been following us online also over the past 10 days, to once again thank all of our partners, all of our speakers, all of the colleagues, all of the volunteers, all of the technical team who have been here day in, day out, who have been really supporting us with everything and who have helped us really to carry these messages to the rest of the world. Once again, thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your COP. We hope to see you all in Riyadh a year from now. And once again, a huge round of applause to all of our partners.